Please describe the incident or behavior that made you come talk to me about your suicide.
Um, I was realizing that cutting wasn't really helping, and then when I tried to hang myself, I failed to do it because I was too scared to go with it. So I wanted to see if maybe there was a way if I could find some help.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to let you know that it's really brave of you for coming in and talking to someone. Sounds like you haven't been talking to anyone before about these thoughts. Yeah.
I haven't.
Well, I really appreciate you helping yourself, first of all, because that takes a lot of courage. Okay.
Thank you.
Um, so cutting wasn't helping 2 weeks ago, and you stopped because you were too scared.
Yeah, like I was really like on the verge of like throwing myself off. Like I already had the noose around my neck, but then I just got like really scared all of a sudden, and then I just wanted to get the noose out of my neck.
Yeah. And what were your thoughts when you were thinking about stopping or when you were scared? What was racing through your mind?
What my life could be, my family, my friends. Um, those were the things that was really popping up for me after I was scared.
Okay. And currently, right now, um, what are your thoughts about going home and attempting again within the next couple of days?
I would say I would say it could be in the middle. Like if it was like between 1 to 10, it would probably be maybe 4
Mm-hmm.
that I would try to do it again.
Okay, 4.
Because there's usually because my days just range a lot, whether I feel like I have good days or bad days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more scared about when I have my bad days. And I haven't had a bad day in 2 weeks. Like I'm able to manage the bad days by cutting, but then when it gets really bad, then that's when I went to trying to hang myself.
Yeah. Can you describe your bad days to me?
Yeah, like when I feel worthless, alone, um, that I don't have anybody in my corner, that I don't have like a support system.
Yeah. And when you are feeling like that and you're having your bad days, is there anybody in your family that, or friends, or anybody in your group that um, you feel like, um, what do you, can you go in depth a little bit into that?
Yeah, like I said, going back to like me being like the happy-go-lucky like friend, like the the party, if you will, with them. I just like I'm always like that. I'm always bringing like the liveliness to like the group. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like from going that to being like very suicidal and like sad. I don't want to bring that because I don't know how they would be able to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I could be able to handle it, but even then, I feel like I'm losing grasp with that as well.
Yeah.
So, which is why I feel like a burden because I feel like, what are they going to do to help me? Because at the end of the day, that's how I feel, and I feel like they probably can't and won't be able to help me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and I don't want to put that burden on them.
Yeah. What about your family? How do you feel your family would?
They would probably tell me to pray, that praying would make it go away, but it won't.
Yeah.
That talk to God, but that won't. doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't heal anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried, and it just doesn't do anything for me.
That must be incredibly hard for you to feel like you can't talk to your family or friends
Mm-hmm.
about what you're going through. Have you ever talked about being sad, or has anybody expressed about being sad previously in your friends or family group?
Mm-hmm. They have.
Yeah.
And I was always the one that would give the therapy talk to, be like, hey, like, I know you're going through a hard time. It's okay. It gets better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always that friend to give that to, but there hasn't been anybody that does that for me. And it's because I don't let that happen, and I just also I'm watching movies too, just to get out of my reality for a bit.
Yeah. What about when you're with other people?
When I'm with my friends or like with family, like one of my friends, we ever go out to dinner and then we like talk about just like random things, which can be nice for like the moment, but then like we could literally be doing something else and like I could be having a great time and all of a sudden like my mood just like changes.
Yeah.
And I hate it. And then I get in such a mood that I try to conceal, but it's gone to the point that I can't even conceal it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when you can't conceal it anymore, what does that look like?
So usually I stay quiet. Um I'm like fidgeting with stuff like how I am right now. Um I like I say like a lot of like one word responses.
Yeah.
And then like I see my friends' attitude change because is it either because I'm acting that way or that something has changed. So yeah.
And do they respond to your change of behavior positively or negatively?
I would say negatively at times.
Yeah.
They'll be like they would be like, why are you acting that way? Like we're all trying to have a great time. But then I have like a friend that's like, hey, like, are you okay? And then I'll just brush. I'll be like, yeah, I'm fine.
Mm. How close are you two with that friend that asked if you're okay?
We're like, we're close, but I wouldn't consider them like my best friend.
Mm.
Like, I would just consider them like a close friend.
Would they consider you a close friend?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least I would hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Have you been recently discharged from the psychiatric hospital? I'm assuming no if you're just came. Okay.
Mm-mm. Never been. But then I stopped myself.
Okay.
And I don't know why I stopped myself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you talked about having a hope for the future. What is your hope for the future look like?
That I have a life outside of COVID.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That for sure, hopefully my FAFSA gets fixed. That I can start school. That I can find a job, because I did lose my job because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just able to fix the way how I feel.
Yeah.
Being able to turn that like negative energy into something else.
And when you're having, something that negative happens, how do you go about fixing the thing that's happening, like for your financial aid or your job, um, or problem solving that? How do you go about doing that?
I feel like I don't. Like I feel like if that happens, I feel defeated.
Mm.
Which I feel like doesn't motivate me to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like it should be the other way around, but I feel very defeated because it's something, it's like I'm trying to do something for myself, but yet it doesn't go through. So then it makes me feel like, am I not worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this just the universe telling me that I shouldn't do this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that's, it's hard. It's hard to look in the positive side of things, especially when you're like keep on crawling and it's one thing after another and you just feel like there's no success and no matter what you're trying. do you stop looking for jobs? Have you stopped looking for jobs, or are you still continuing that search?
Yes and no. Like I do continue, but not often.
Yeah.
Like it's when I'm done with my bad day that once I start being on my good days, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go look for a job now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens to a lot of us. I feel like a lot of us sometimes will be like, give up on certain days and then start again. And that doesn't necessarily, mean that it's a bad thing. I think it's just giving yourself a break.
Okay.
Yeah, giving yourself some grace.
I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, I don't know, because I've grown up with so much like, you have to do this, you have to do this, or not, you're a failure. So I was just like, I was always feeling that pressure, and I feel like that pressure has stayed with me even
Mhm.
after growing up.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I didn't think of it that way.
That can be a lot, if you think you have to be perfect, or have all these things in line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you something about myself. By no means am I perfect, and by no means do I have all my ducks in line. And I also have bad days. So just hang in there, okay?
Thank you.
I know that you talked about being close to your friends and family. Is there anything else that you feel like you're close to, or that gives you like, wow, I really want to do this, or you think about it and you're like, wow, I want to stay here to experience this or have this in my life?
Actually, the reason why I'm going to school is because I would love to be a video game designer.
Yeah.
So, and I really do like playing fighting games. So I think it would be really cool to either be in a company that's about fighting games, or even create my own fighting game.
Mhm. Yeah. So it sounds like you have some ambition in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any children?
No, no children.
You said you have family.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any responsibilities